A dog and a cat with interesting names, to say the least.
Yeah. That's Oprah.
That's Oprah. Okay.
What really went down between Oprah Winfrey, Taraji P. Henson, and 50 Cent? And why is everyone suddenly scared to talk about it? Because this story isn't just about Hollywood money. It's about power, control, and a system that rewards silence. For years, Oprah was seen as untouchable, a billionaire media icon, philanthropist, and symbol of success. But lately, that image has started to crack. One actress's emotional breakdown, one rapper's public rebellion, and one comedian's years-old accusations have all started connecting in ways that make people look at Oprah very differently. And it all started when Taraji P. Henson decided she'd had enough.
Where's my raise? I haven't seen a raise in my income since Proud Mary. And almost had to walk away from Color Purple. Yes, ma'am. Who said what? Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Because you know what? If I don't take a stand, how am I making it easy for Fantasia and Danielle and Hallie and Felicia? Then why am I doing this? If it's all just for me, why are you here? We are to service each other. God is very clever. He put us on this earth and he made us all look different. He made it complicated. We need to figure it out. And we can, and we are. You have to look at the glass as half full. It's always half full.
It was supposed to be a celebration. The Color Purple remake, produced by Oprah herself, was expected to be Taraji's big return to prestige cinema. But instead of smiling through interviews, Taraji sat in front of cameras and broke down in real time. She revealed she hadn't seen a raise in years, since Proud Mary back in 2017. She said she almost turned down the film because Oprah's team refused to negotiate her pay. The pain in her voice wasn't just frustration, it was exhaustion. I haven't seen a raise since Proud Mary, she said. If I don't take a stand, how am I making it easier for the next generation? Fans couldn't believe it. Taraji, an Oscar-nominated actress, a global name, underpaid in a film Oprah helped produce? Something didn't add up. Then came the interview with Oprah's best friend, Gayle King. Taraji admitted she had thought about quitting acting altogether because she was tired of being underpaid and overlooked. Gayle, instead of empathizing, tried to downplay it, as if Taraji's feelings were just another headline, but Taraji wasn't backing down, and someone unexpected decided to step in on her behalf.
And I heard on the street, Taraji, you had the audacity to say you're thinking about stopping acting. We said, stop talking. Are you thinking about it?
I'm just tired of working so hard, being gracious at what I do, getting paid a fraction of the cost. I'm tired of hearing my sisters say the same thing over and over. You get tired. I hear people go, you work a lot. Well, have to. The math ain't mathing. And when you start working a lot, you know, you have a team. Big bills come with what we do. We don't do this alone. The fact that we're up, there's a whole entire team behind us.
Right.
They have to get paid. So when you hear someone saying, oh, such and such made $10 million, no, that's not, that didn't make it to their account. Know that off the top, Uncle Sam is getting 50%.
That's right.
Okay? So do the math. Now we have $5 million. Your team is getting 30% or whatever your team is off of what you grossed,
Sometimes
not
more.
after what Uncle Sam took. Now do the math. So
You're tired.
I'm only human, and it seems every time I do something and I break another glass ceiling, when it's time to renegotiate, I'm at the bottom again, like I never did what I just did, and I'm just tired. I'm tired. I'm tired.
I get that.
It wears on you, you know? Because what does that mean? What is that telling me?
What is it telling me? Yeah. And what does it tell me? Yeah.
You know? And if I can't fight for them coming up behind me, then what the fuck am I doing? I'm sorry.
Yeah. No, don't apologize. Don't apologize. I think it's an important message for people to hear because we see the lights, camera, action.
And then
And
they
it's so
tell me we
glamorous,
don't
yes.
translate overseas.
Yeah.
I'm tired of hearing that my entire career, 20 plus years in the game, and I hear the same thing, and I see what you do for another production, and when it's time for us to go to bed, you don't have any money. They play in your face. And I'm just supposed to smile and grin and bear it and just keep, like, enough is enough.
Within days, 50 Cent posted a screenshot of an article about Taraji's struggle with the caption, "They dropped the ball. Fim Taraji. I'm ready to work. Let's get it translation. Forget Oprah. I'll pay you what you're worth." To anyone else, it looked like a typical 50 Cent moment, a petty jab, a social media stunt. But behind that post was history. Because this wasn't the first time 50 had gone up against Oprah, and it definitely wasn't the first time he had defended a black woman the industry seemed to be punishing. When Monique was blackballed after calling out Oprah and Tyler Perry, 50 was the only major figure to stand with her publicly. He even gave her a role in his hit TV show BMF. So when Taraji got emotional and started calling out the system, 50 saw it as a pattern, and he wasn't about to stay silent. "They dropped the ball," he wrote again. "I got her. Green light gang. I don't miss." But 50's beef with Oprah had been simmering for nearly 2 decades. And to understand why he came to Taraji's defense, we need to go back to the beginning. To when he first realized Oprah wasn't the ally he thought she was. Back in the early 2000s, 50 Cent was on top of the world. Get rich or die trying had turned him into a superstar, but he also wanted to clean up his image, to move from gangsta rapper to mainstream mogul. So he reached out to Oprah. At first, she wasn't interested. She reportedly told his team she didn't want to platform someone whose music glorified violence. 50 took that personally. He accused her of being out of touch with hip-hop and the culture that built her audience. He even called her an Oreo, black on the outside, white on the inside. Eventually, Oprah agreed to an interview. 50 brought his grandmother and showed Oprah the house where he grew up. The same driveway where he was famously shot 9 times. It was emotional, raw, and human. For a moment, fans thought the tension was over, but behind the scenes, things were different. 50 felt she still looked down on him, that she saw rappers like him as less than, and he never forgot that. In true 50 Cent fashion, he found a creative way to throw shade. He named his dog Oprah and his cat Gail. When asked about it, he smiled and said, "Yeah, that's Oprah, and that's Gail. They always together." At the time, people laughed. But years later, those same jokes would start to sound more like warnings. Oprah's tension with the hip-hop community didn't stop with 50. Around the same time, Ludacris appeared on the Oprah Winfrey Show to promote his film Crash. Instead of celebrating his acting, Oprah grilled him about his lyrics, asking why he used the N-word in his music. When the show aired, Ludacris noticed something strange. His responses had been edited down, while Oprah's critiques stayed untouched. He later called her out, saying, "It made me look like I just sat there and took it. She edited out everything I said to defend myself." Then came Dave Chappelle. After walking away from a $50 million deal with Comedy Central, he appeared on Oprah's show to explain why he left. But the tone was off. Instead of letting him speak his truth, Oprah repeatedly asked if he was mentally unstable. "Did you go to a psychiatric hospital in Africa?" she asked. "So you're saying you were paranoid?" Dave kept calm, but you could tell he was uncomfortable. He said he left because Hollywood was trying to control him, that they were labeling him crazy to silence him. Oprah kept pressing, as if trying to make him admit to something. That moment stuck with viewers, and for many, it was the first crack in Oprah's polished image. Then came Monique. Her Oscar win for Precious should have cemented her as one of the biggest stars in Hollywood. Instead, her career went cold. She later revealed that after refusing to campaign for the movie without extra pay, Oprah, Tyler Perry, and Lee Daniels turned their backs on her. She accused them of blackballing her, and when she spoke up, people said she was difficult. Years later, Monique doubled down, "I wasn't blackballed. I was whiteballed by black folks with no balls." She said Oprah betrayed her trust and used her platform to manipulate narratives. Most of Hollywood stayed silent. But guess who didn't? 50 Cent. He posted, "All in favor of Monique being back on top. Say, make it happen, 50. Then he followed through, casting her in BMF. It was a comeback moment that reminded everyone what loyalty looks like. And when Taraji spoke up, it was deja vu. The same pain, the same silence from Oprah's camp. Now here's where the story takes a turn, and where speculation starts to blur with reality. Not long after Taraji's interviews went viral, social media exploded with new rumors. Some claimed Oprah had tried to recruit Taraji into a secret Hollywood circle, one that involved power, influence, and personal loyalty. Others suggested Taraji refused, and that's when her treatment changed. Let's be clear, none of this has ever been proven. These are just whispers, the kind that swirl when too many people stay silent for too long. But the pattern is hard to ignore. One by one, outspoken black artists, Monique, Ludacris, Dave Chappelle, Taraji, all had eerily similar experiences. Each felt dismissed, silenced, or punished after challenging Oprah's narrative. Coincidence? Maybe. But fans started connecting dots, and 50 Cent, never one to hold back, hinted at dark things behind the scenes that he said would shock people if they knew. Once the clips and old interviews resurfaced, the internet caught fire. Comments poured in by the thousands. Just imagine looking up to someone for years and finding out they don't stand for you. 50 Cent isn't damaging Oprah. Oprah is damaging Oprah. TikToks, YouTube breakdowns, and Twitter threads dissected every frame of Taraji's interviews, every 50 Cent post, every old Oprah clip that suddenly looked different in hindsight. The public sentiment began to shift. Oprah wasn't being canceled, but she wasn't untouchable anymore. And through it all, Taraji stayed quiet. No follow-ups, no new interviews, just silence, the kind that says everything. So what's the truth? Did Oprah really try to manipulate her peers? Did Taraji get blackballed for speaking out? Or is this just another case of social media turning Hollywood tension into conspiracy? The truth is probably somewhere in the middle. But one thing is clear, the era of silence is over. For decades, stars whispered about power games in the industry. They hinted at circles, favoritism, and unspoken rules. Now, thanks to people like Taraji, Monique, and even 50 Cent, those whispers are finally being said out loud. And whether you love or hate how they did it, they've forced Hollywood to look at itself. Because in the end, this story isn't just about Oprah or Taraji. It's about what happens when the people who built the system finally start to question it. So maybe the real question isn't, did Oprah do it? Maybe it's, why did so many people feel like she could? Now, I want to hear what you think. Do you believe Taraji P. Henson was punished for standing up for herself? Or has the internet taken a few bad moments and spun them into something bigger? Drop your thoughts below. Keep it respectful, and if you love a deep dive into celebrity drama, hit that like, tap subscribe, and stay tuned.